Hey YouTube. SpongeBob. The serious issue is cartoons. I know what you're thinking. Cartoons are not serious. The serious part is that parents will get a show canceled because their child watches a TV show and the parents don't want them to. Just like Invader Zim. Invader Zim was one of the most highest grossing shows on Nickelodeon until the parents saw some things that the children didn't and wanted it off the air. Class of 3000. Somebody got offended and sued to get that show off the air because of the way that they portrayed the principal as a stereotypical Latin, Spanish, whatever have you. He was a Spaniard anyway. Now, if I were one of these parents, I wouldn't write letters to get a show canceled just because my child watched something. How hard is it to blatantly tell your kid, I don't want you watching this show? It's not that hard. And then just change the channel. Instead, people will get offended by the littlest things. I'm very offended with the way that Disney Channel portrays the people from the South. But that doesn't mean I'm writing a bunch of letters saying, take the cruise ship, what is it? No, not the Sweet Life. It's the one with Zach and Cody in there on the boat. I don't remember what it's called at the moment. Oh, Sweet Life on Deck, that's it. I'm offended by that, but I'm not writing a bunch of letters to get it taken off the air. Because I know a lot of little kids enjoy it, and they're going to know better when they grow up anyway. Now, if I had a child and one of their cartoons offended me, in some manner, as long as I didn't really get it, I wouldn't have too much problem with it as long as I didn't have to watch it with them. But if it had something bad in it, then I would simply turn the channel instead of starting a petition to get it taken off the air. But a lot of people seem to think that one of my favorite cartoons right now, it's called Adventure Time. I don't know why I like it, I just do. And it has like a lot of underlying sexual humor. Another thing, I heard that somebody said the D word in that cartoon, but I didn't hear it for myself, so I don't know. If you're concerned about the cursing, then consult some of the movies that they play. I watched School of Rock recently on Cartoon Network, and they said the D word, but they censored out the B word. They said those words in the Iron Giant and played it for like days straight. And the underlying sexual humor, do you really think that a bunch of little kids are going to understand that? Because they're not. That's the cool thing to having double-sided humor. It's a good thing because it expands the audience, like, from not just little kids, but to teenagers and adults even. It's ridiculous what parents will do. And there's a chance that show could get taken off the air because of its underlying sexual humor. The Animaniacs had underlying sexual humor. Have you ever seen the fingerprints scene? I don't think it's a major issue just to pick up the remote and turn the channel. It's easy. There's a channel dial, and I'm sure there's a channel dial on yours too. Maybe it's not the network's fault for greenlighting a show and putting it on the air. Maybe it's the adult's fault for not watching over what their children see on TV. I mean, like, we grew up in the 90s with a lot of, in the 90s and the 80s, it was early 90s when I was watching like super little kid cartoons, but it was that long ago when there was a lot of questionable stuff on the air and nobody freaked out. I'm offended by TV shows, but I don't try to get them taken off the air. It's not like these jokes will come up in everyday conversation where your child will say something like that. And it doesn't like implant it into their brain and make them a pervert when they grow up. It can, but most likely the children is just seeing it as something that's being said funny and they're laughing. So that's just something to think on, I guess. I usually do like one video a week, but I thought that this was a serious topic to highlight on, especially since I'm going through maybe one of my favorite shows getting canceled. Comment and tell me about your personal opinions. I'm not saying that everybody should just listen to me and go by my rules. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that maybe that's something that other people should think about too. So just comment below and tell me your opinions, and I'd like to hear what you think. So I guess that's it. Bye, YouTube. Oh, sweet life on deck.